In this video, you're gonna learn what plantar fasciitis is and what you can do to fix this. Guys, what's going on? My name is Dr. Nick Bonforte, physical therapist. So what is this plantar fasciitis thing that we always hear about? It hurts with walking and stepping. This is really a term used to describe irritation to a thick fascia structured on the bottom of the foot that originates on the calcaneus bone and spans the bottom of the foot to attach onto the heads of the metatarsals of the foot. Now, when the plantar fascia sparks up in pain, there can be various reasons why this is happening. One, from a strength issue, two, from a mobility aspect at the ankle and the foot. Many things can play a role into putting too much stress and strain to this plantar fascia, which then in the end sparks it up in pain and it hurts to walk, run, jump, and just move around. Let's look at a client of mine that was dealing with plantar fasciitis and what steps we did to start solving this. So here's a client of mine that was dealing with plantar fasciitis, and you can see that when they go to lift up their big toe, they're drastically limited into this range of motion. Why is this important? Is because if the big toe doesn't have proper mobility, it can put excessive stress to this region. So restoring the big toe flexibility or mobility is super important in this process. Also, you can see with this one, we're checking tibial internal rotation. Why is that important? Is because how the tibia moves has an effect onto the foot. So as the tibia moves into internal rotation, the foot collapses a little bit, which helps the mechanics of the foot. Now, if we lack that range of motion, some compensations could potentially happen, leading to some of the issues at the plantar fascia. So you can see with this one, there's a limitation into moving into tibial internal rotation, giving us an idea that we have to work on improving this range of motion. With this one, you can see as the heel raises, there's a compensation going on where the big toe kind of leaves the ground, and then also there's a shift onto the outside of the toes, and it limits the pressure to the inside of the toes. When that gives you an indication that there might be some calf strength issues, and when there's strength issues at the calf, that leads down the chain into the ankle and the foot, which could potentially be contributing to the development of plantar fasciitis. So given the collection of these impairments, that will give us some good insight of possible things that are contributing to the development of plantar fasciitis and what we can do to start solving this. So let's take a look at some of the exercises we started to implement right away. Okay, so with this exercise, we're working on toe mobility. The idea with this one is we're helping the toe just move into extension. With this one, this is important because, like I said in the beginning, as the toe moves backwards, it puts tension on the plantar fascia. Now, why is this important? Because we have to adapt the body and the plantar fascia to tolerate that range of motion. So we're not forcing the foot into a position that would be uncomfortable. We're just teaching the plantar fascia how to actually move in and out of a position, helping the overall mobility and flexibility of this region. This exercise, we're following up with isometrically loading the foot in a certain position. Like I said in the beginning, when we toe off the foot, we put tension on the plantar fascia. So the idea with this exercise is to put the foot in a position that would spark up the symptoms. We put it in that position, and then we start pushing down the big toe into the ground, which helps tension all of that tissue that would be aggravated. When we do that, we start to adapt this position of the foot and the ankle, and it can tolerate more stress and strain. Versus if you never put the foot in the position, it's gonna hurt every single time it gets into it because it's not used to withstanding that stress and strain. So by putting the foot in the position, isometrically loading it by pushing down the big toe into the ground and loading that region ultimately helps improve the strength to that region. This exercise, we're working on the ability to move into tibial internal rotation. Like I said it before, when we lack a range of motion here, it could lead to some compensations into the foot and ankle, contributing to this plantar fascia issue. So this simple exercise, working on windshield wipers, just moving the ankle and the foot inward. What that is actually doing is helping the knee actually rotate and move better into tibial internal rotation, ultimately improving the range of motion, which then over time would help down the chain at the ankle and the foot. Now, with this exercise, you'd be working on the ability for the toe to actively move into toe extension. That's helping the body improve its awareness to actually move and control into this range of motion. And at the same time, it puts tension through that plantar fascia. So the idea here is to work on the active control and teach the body that can move further into a range of motion to help minimize the compensations that could happen when you lack that particular range of motion. So there you go. Hopefully you have a better understanding of plantar fasciitis, why it sparks up, and some things that you can start to do that are common limitations into the lower leg and the foot to work on to ultimately help improve this type of issue. Now, like I said in the beginning, there's many causes of plantar fasciitis, whether it's from a strength issue or from a mobility aspect. In this video, you learn some exercises that you can start to do from a mobility standpoint, focusing locally at the lower leg, ankle, and the foot to ultimately improve these type of impairments to then help lower the discomfort to the plantar fascia. Hey, before you go, if you found value in this video, I would really appreciate it if you support my channel by subscribing down below, liking this video, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from me. This is Dr. Nick. I'll see you next time.